Good morning. Welcome to Monday morning video on Warrior 613. I'm Jason. Thank you for being with me today. Wanted to just something that I just got done cutting my grass. It takes about 2 hours on the riding lawnmower, and when I first started trying to do it on a riding lawnmower at the beginning of closer to the beginning of my diagnosis, I had a really tough time cutting the grass. One of the first things that goes, or one of the first things that's affected for many people with MS is balance and core strength. And so I had mine, we traced my MS back to age 20, so 13 years prior to diagnosis. So I'm about 16 years in, and so there's been a lot of damage over the years. And so from a core standpoint, I felt like I was in the rodeo. Just little bumps, little areas in the grass would cause me to go side to side, and if there was any severe hill, between lack of core strength and my balance, it would just cause me to feel really unsettled and like it was going to flip. So one of the things, you got to follow me through to the end on this one. So one of the things that people will always tell me, well, CrossFit isn't for me. It's not a way, it's just not what I'm looking to do. And CrossFit's about being functionally fit. And so when I go in, I do a lot of core things. And I do it in a dynamic setting. It's not just going in and doing sets of something in a gym. It's in a dynamic setting because you're not going to be in a static setting when you're needing to use something. So from a functional fitness standpoint, now when I go around, I don't feel that discomfort. My core's gotten much stronger. I'm still way off of where I was. And will I get back to where I was? I won't even say probably not, because I don't want to put a cap on it, but we'll see. But it's getting there, and I'm better today than I was yesterday. But what really got me today is I was going around and I was thinking about how much better it was. I'm very intentional with the workouts that I do and why I do workouts. It's not just to say I worked out that day, but I'm gonna accomplish something. And so the whole point is to be functionally fit, being able to take the daily things that we find ourselves coming into contact with, and being able to handle those and look at the quality of life, and to be efficient and functional. So why do we not do that with our spiritual life? Why do we not look for functional fitness in our spiritual life? Are we checking a box as we go and spend time, or are we being intentional? Being intentional with others and accountability, being intentional with our time in the Word, being intentional with what we're trying to do, with what we're trying to learn, being intentional in our prayer life, being intentional in recognizing our flaws, being intentional in being honest with our flaws. Because if you go in and work out without any goal, without any what's your end, what do you want the end result to be, you're going to get just that, something. You're going to have issues at some point, whether it's, like mine, I'm sitting in a wheelchair, whether, yours may be your left hip is weak, or your left ankle is giving you problems. You're only as good as your weakest part, and you have to find ways to be strong, both physically and spiritually. But if we don't do that, if we don't have people holding us accountable, if we don't have people in our lives, we're setting ourselves up for failure. The other thing is I have a lot of people that they'll talk about working out and say, well, I don't know where to join or what gym to go to. And yes, I have a gym in my garage, but I'm going to continue with my plan regardless if I'm here, if I'm on the road, if I'm at home in my garage, if I'm at the beach, if I'm in the middle of nowhere. You don't have to have fancy equipment. Just as I can guarantee you, it's easier to find time to talk to God. He's right there always. So from an excuse of, well, we don't have the equipment, that's definitely not true with spiritual functional fitness. I know I'm all over the board right now, but just started thinking about it. There's actually going to be some things that I'm going to look to do as far as my CrossFit workouts. I'm also going to track my my spiritual plan as well in the same book and try and put it together as a training plan for Jason. And that's kind of the cool thing with stuff with these types of things is it's a training plan for Jason. It's not going to work for Tom or Susie. It may do good for you, but it's not going to be the most efficient and the best. So I encourage you, if you're not sure, like I said, how to get started with any of this, get in touch with me. Jason at warrior613.com. On Instagram is at Jason D. Rutland. Or find me on Facebook, Jason Rutland. Talk to you soon. Bye.